Gerald is playing as good as anybody we've had here for sure. He's always been quick and disruptive, but he's playing so strong and physical at the point of attack. You got to give some credit to Jess Simpson and the way he's working with all of our guys on the defensive line, because our TFL numbers and our sack numbers are all spread out a big group of people, but Gerald certainly leads the charge.
Do you watch him play, and it's kind of amazing, like it took 5 years for him to get on the field and show this. I mean, obviously it's pretty amazing what he's doing.
Yeah, and everything probably happens for a reason, and the timing works out. He has prepared for this moment, I will say, in the last 24 months, and he's taking full opportunity of it.
Manny, you talk about leading the nation in tackles for loss. Are you guys bringing more pressure than you were last year, from blitz packages and so forth, or is it about the same?
No, not necessarily. We blitz very infrequently. In fact, last year, and it's not a ton this year. We always are accused of blitzing more than we actually do, because we play so downhill with our Mike Pickney made a tackle for loss last week for like a 7-8 yard loss on a running play that looked like a blitz. It's not. The gap opened and he read run and just shot in there before the lineman could get him. So our guys want to play downhill. We want to play on the other side of the line of scrimmage, and when you've got guys like Gerald that are causing disruption amongst the offensive line, it's easy for the linebackers to find cracks in there to get to TFLs.
Manny, what have you seen from Amari this week, knowing that he might have to step into that role on Saturday if Jaquan can't go?
Yeah, well, Amari has a calm presence about him. He's a very intelligent young man, certainly a very tough guy. And, whenever you have a situation where it's a next man up deal, you don't need to wear a cape. You don't need to be Jaquan. You can just be Amari, we love the things he brings to the table. We really missed him in Toledo last week for sure, because he would have gotten a lot of run if he was there. But now's his time, and I think he feels very confident that he's ready to go.
Were they blown coverages against Toledo, or was it just, as far as losing Jaquan and him being sort of the quarterback of the defense back there, what would you sort of attribute some of the pass plays that Toledo was able to have some success?
Well, they completed 2 pin-perfect fades to number 3, who's a great player. They threw a dig. Basically, we had double coverage on him, and our 2 guys knocked each other off. We just missed leverage on a tackle, and the guy turned and ran for a touchdown. Other than that, pass plays I remember was the quarterback having nobody open and taking off running. So I thought that was our biggest issue on our pass defense, was our ability to keep the quarterback in the pocket, and then have second level contained guys that were able to get him. So, it was a man coverage game, and which again if you look at the way that the game started for the first 6 drives, I thought we did pretty well, and then then eventually they started making some plays. So Jaquan's presence is felt in so many different ways, though, and beyond just the X's and O's.
How would you assess that second defensive tackle position, the development, with Bethel, and Ford, Nesta, how that second position?
All of those guys are getting better, and all those guys are certainly the second level guys are pushing for more playing time. I think Tito and Ford, the snaps are getting in. They're continuing. When we come in on Sunday, we're like, these guys got to get more action. Nesta the same way. So I think we'll continue to roll our guys. I think what we're learning also, like in a game like Toledo, where a lot of throws, especially in the second half when you're ahead, maybe need some guys in a little more twitchy that can get a QB on the ground, like as mobile as Toledo's. We may have some different guys that have that tool set. Some different guys inside that have more of the sturdy, rugged, first and 10, stop the run tool set. So we're learning about our guys, because again, they're all new. We're learning about Tito, we're learning about John Ford, we're learning about Nesta, we're learning about Pat Bethel being inside. So we're finding out as time goes on what they do best, and that we can distribute the snaps accordingly.
Manny, we've talked about rivalries before in state when it's Florida State week, but you're playing a team this week that is 8 miles away. What kind of dynamic does that add to this game when you have so many kids that know each other, played in the parks together, played high school ball together?
I think that'll be the big thing. It'll be probably the things that we can't even hear. The things being said on the field between guys that do know each other for a long time, and there will be a lot of pride. Because the guys that might have been, like you said, teammates in 8th grade or 6th grade or who knows, going on the field. But it's still a game, and it's still ball once the game begins. And they'll be trying to execute, we'll be trying to execute, and ultimately that'll be the battle that decides it.
As the father of the turnover chain, what was the story behind the new turnover chain, and how do you feel about the copycats?
I don't know if it'd be fair to say the father. It's a joint custody.
Okay.
Maybe is better. The new chain it's obviously outstanding. It just we couldn't have asked for it to be more. God, slap me for using the word bling, but but it's fantastic. It's just the way the ibis shines and pops is really remarkable. So when our players saw it, they were, it's hard to outdo 1.0, but I think 2.0 did it. I'd like to see it come out more often during the games, if we're being honest. And as for all the other ones, like I say, we can't talk. We weren't the first to have a turnover prop. We happen to have the best one. Okay, but because we weren't first, I really can't pass judgment on any of the other ones.
But how interesting is it just to see that it's become a thing? Like, everybody seems to have one now. And it's almost like which one is crazier, which one is more outrageous. Do you enjoy that when you get to see it a little bit and know that you were part of helping that happen?
Yeah, but like I said, somebody somewhere is like, it was us first, and I don't even know who that is. But
Right.
But I just know that again, we have the best one, which we're happy about. We don't really pay a whole bunch of attention to the copycats, but hey, that's kind of the world we live in, right? Everybody always tries it once something gets hot, and everybody wants to do the same thing.
You said joint custody, so who's the other half of the?
Oh, well, defensive staff. This was a we all sort of provided input to it. As a coordinator, you get more credit and more blame usually than you deserve. So, but it'd be unfair to say it was a staff decision.
But you have the rights on Saturdays.
The rights on Saturday? The players own it on Saturday. I don't ever touch it on Saturday. So I just make sure it gets to the game.
Manny, you're moving towards the heart of the schedule. Where do you want to see your defense get better here in the next week or two?
Well, number one, everybody individually get better as a player, because everybody does have a long way to go. I would say our consistency. If you look at us over the 12 quarters that we've played against varying types of opposition, there's a lot of dominance on there. And then there's probably, in the 180 minutes of ball we played, there's probably 10 minutes in the second quarter of LSU and 10 minutes in the late second quarter, the early third quarter against Toledo. That's really not our standard. Other than that, it's a whole bunch of butt whipping. So we're trying to get that out of our thing, though. It's not going to be perfect, but we're just trying to get, that consistent, level of play where we don't have letdowns and we don't sort of stagger. All right, everybody good? Okay, thank you all so much. Okay.
Thank you,
Have a
man.
good one.
Okay.